is made president. But the real power behind the throne in the new regime will be Saddam Hussein.
The Baath Party created a committee called Maktab al-Alaqat al-Amma, that's Public Relations Committee, which does not indicate its real function. It was in charge of the security service, of the intelligence service, and military service. And Saddam volunteered to take that position, actually.
Saddam is made deputy chairman of the Revolutionary Command Council and head of the regime's internal security service. Now Hussein, one of the most thuggish and brutal members of the Baath Party, is given the power of life and death. His first act is to order a roundup of leading members of other political parties. Saddam calls it the correction movement. Thousands are thrown into concentration camps, tortured, and killed. In the 3 years after the Baath Party takes control in Iraq, Saddam Hussein, the number 2 man, works round the clock to seize every ounce of power for himself. Hussein becomes chief of a string of government departments: the Peasants Department, the Oil Committee, and the Workers' Union. He also handles relations with the Kurdish minority and the Arab states. Working 18-hour days, Saddam becomes the master of a well-oiled machine. Shortly after the coup, Hussein brings the Baath Party founder Michel Aflaq to Iraq and makes him official leader of the party. Saddam has good reason to be grateful to Aflaq, his mentor. In the Baath Party, with its Nazi-like organization of strict discipline and hierarchy, secret police, and informers, Aflaq has created the perfect instrument for a leader whose only wish is to become the unchallenged tyrant of Iraq and the whole Arab world. Saddam Hussein, the future dictator, is Michel Aflaq's creation. Of all Aflaq's protégés, only Saddam possesses the ruthlessness to claw his way to power. Saddam, veteran of a string of coups against the government, is determined to stay in power, whatever the cost. The solution lies in a subtle mixture of favoritism and terror. First comes the terror. Saddam coins a chilling saying: "If there is a person, there is a problem. If there is no person, there is no problem."
One by one, he picks off all his close political associates in the upper reaches of the Baath Party, to the point whereby, certainly by 1972, within 4 years, he is the power behind the throne of President Bakr.
Saddam Hussein is no longer number 2 in the regime. He's actually the most powerful man of Iraq, and he's often talked about as the strong man of Iraq.
In Saddam's Iraq, nobody is safe. The loyal are rewarded with jobs and position. The disloyal disappear into one of Saddam's hellish prisons and are never seen again. To underline the message to an offender's relatives, after executing a political opponent, Saddam actually bills the family for the cost of the bullets. After 11 years of playing junior partner to Hassan al-Bakr, Saddam decides it is time to take his rightful place as ruler of Iraq. Al-Bakr, his cousin, is quietly pushed aside. He will die mysteriously 3 months later. Saddam Hussein is sworn in as president of Iraq on July 17, 1979. Now the dictator who ardently studied Mein Kampf as a young man is ready to put his learning and his family's dark legacy to the test. Within days of taking power as president, Hussein means to follow the example of his uncle Khairallah Talfah's hero, Adolf Hitler. His first strike is to kill his opponents in the party's leadership in one fell swoop. But Saddam can send out his terrifying message in a way that Hitler could never do. He will videotape the whole terrifying event as a lesson and a warning. Baghdad, July 22, 1979. 5 days after Saddam Hussein is inaugurated as president of Iraq, he summons a meeting of all the top Iraqi Baath party officials from around the country.
They all thought rather innocently that they were coming to Baghdad simply to proclaim the new leader of the Baath party and the new president of Iraq. But once the meeting got underway, Saddam completely turned the tables and turned it into a sort of Stalin-esque putsch.
With video cameras set up to record the entire event, Saddam accuses 60 party leaders of being part of a massive plot to overthrow him. The atmosphere in the hall is electric. One by one, the accused men, stunned and terrified, are led away by security guards. As Saddam ruefully wipes a tear from his eye, other party members stand and proclaim their devotion to Iraq's new dictator. Over the following days, the accused are tortured and shot. Saddam personally executes some of the victims,